We're here to talk through this Kuromasu by Eric Fox called Even Odd, where you see the left of the grid is all these even clues and the right side have all these odd clues, which is a pretty obvious starting point. The two places I'm going to focus the most attention are these clues that touch, and they're places where there are a ton of Kuromasu observations that you can work through. Probably everyone caught on to the fact that the 2 is already a fulfilled clue because of how this is marked, and that means the 3 is very readily fulfilled and gets us a starting point like this in the grid. Notice we then have situations like off of this 4 that is taking one of the cell to the left or to the top, but it's not taking both of them. So either this is marked in or this is marked in, which means this is a white cell. And if that's the case, then that 2 is finished over here. And we get this in the grid. That means the 4 is now complete. Get these marked like so. Similar thinking around this 5. One of these, but not both of these, is going to be shaded. So this will have to be part of the 3. And seeing that this is now for a long stretch, so it's not going to be able to get longer. This comes up, this gets shaded in. We've got sort of these steps moving through, and that's a good start to the puzzle. And this may be where some people start to get a little bit stuck, but again, these paired clues are pretty powerful. And what I want to talk to you in general about, and maybe we can do a little more markings for sure, this has a maximum extent where it just goes horizontally. But think about what the 4, 5 mean. This 5 has one more cell that's going to be vertical, and maybe the 4 has one that's vertical, and the 5 has 2 that are vertical. Maybe the 4 has 2 that are vertical, and 5 has 3 that are vertical. But right now, if there are no more vertical cells, effectively the 5 has a capped top, and the 4 has a capped top, and those would be the same black squares. And one of the things you'll have to recognize in different Kuromasu patterns is that you often have to take certain cells around the 4. If this is shaded off, this will never be a valid pattern because the 4 and 5 will always have paired maximum vertical extents. And so this cell right now, just based off a pattern I'm used to seeing in this less common puzzle type, has to go down so that this 4 and this 5 have different maximum extents on the top side of which rows they end at. And because this cell down here was already white, that means we have effectively already finished the look of that 4. The 5 comes up 2 more than this 4 by rows, and so these black cells on their top ends are deflected away from each other, which is requirement for this to work. Marking all that in the grid, what we see is we actually now have, with this black cell marked, 2 cells around this 5. We can't take all of these, so this comes straight and up. That means these come over to the left like so. We got some of these marked in. This 5 has 4 cells taken and can't take this or get too large, so this comes up and finishes. The 3 is finished. The 5 itself is finished. This is moving pretty fast. This 8 has currently 7 cells used, so this will be the 8th. That means this cell is white, but that means this cell is not, so this gets shaded in. The 2 can't come through that path, so it comes over like this. The 6 has just enough room to grow, which finishes the 4, and that's the end of the grid. So it doesn't have to be a challenging puzzle for this Thursday offering, but it really is keyed into seeing if you know how to look at clues together, and that this 4, 5, with the 5 coming down 1 cell, can't have the 4 coming down 0 cells. You always have to be a difference than the actual magnitude change of this paired clue, or you're going to end up having the same shadings on the other side. So that key observation cracked open the whole puzzle, and if you take that tip to future Kuromasu, particularly with adjacent clues, you'll be much, much better at this style. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you again soon.